especially hard this year in Washington state. A lot of you are noticing. Geraldine wrote to us and said, I suspect that many of the people lost their houses because of wildfires, did not have homeowners insurance because of the cost. I've heard nothing about this. Well, Geraldine, Michelle Lee is looking at our questions every time at This Morning and has some resources for most people.
Well, for the most part, we do know that homeowners policies would cover wildfires. Nonetheless, I still wanted to know more because several people to our east, for example, who were impacted by the Palmer fire this year said that they couldn't get insurance. I called the insurance commissioner, and the office says that that's because insurers have basic underlying criteria for underwriting things like fire protection. And if that criteria isn't met, then homeowners are going to have trouble finding coverage. For example, people on Palmer Mountain live in a wildfire-prone area, and many don't have running water or electricity in their cabins. Still, though, the Department of Natural Resources says there are a lot of areas across the state where fire districts don't provide protection, which means insurance is likely not there either. For most of us, the best advice, though, is to start by looking at where you live. Do you have fire protection services? Then you need to shop around. Know that when insurance companies raise rates, the state's insurance office also reviews those to make sure the rates are justified. And the state's insurance commissioner says some smaller regional insurers scale back in wildfire-prone areas, so your best bet might be with a larger insurance company that has a national footprint. And then know that Washington state also has a FAIR plan that people can use as a last resort. It provides basic property insurance and would cover loss in a fire. Now, as of 2019, the last data on this, the FAIR plan had 82 homeowner policies across the state. So there are a lot of options to at least explore. It's Your Money, Your Future. I'm Michelle Lee. Back to you.